The stars stretched endlessly across the void, silent witnesses to the coming storm. In the middle of that darkness floated the Galactic Council Station, a colossal structure of metal and light, larger than any city on Earth. Its chambers hummed softly, the air thick with the presence of hundreds of alien leaders, each more exotic than the last. Some had crystalline skin that glimmered in the faint lights. Some had long, armored limbs and eyes that could pierce the soul. Others were shapes that seemed almost like shadows given form, moving with an elegance that betrayed deadly capability. These leaders had ruled the galaxy for millennia. They believed they knew power. They believed they knew control. They were about to learn something they had never imagined. At the center of the chamber, standing on a raised platform, was one human. No guards. No weapons. No armor. Just a man in a simple dark uniform with the symbol of Earth on his chest. Admiral Elias Ward was calm. His posture was straight. His hands were behind his back. His face showed no fear, no anger, only a quiet confidence that seemed to fill the room more than any weapon ever could. A murmur ran through the chamber as the alien council members exchanged nervous glances. Some whispered, others tried to appear calm, but the tension was undeniable. The council speaker, a massive reptilian being with eyes that glowed yellow like molten metal, leaned forward. Its voice resonated through the chamber, sharp and cold. "Human," it said, "your species has sent warnings. You have shouted of our failures, our aggression, our disregard for life. And yet here you stand, alone. Why?" Elias Ward's gaze swept the chamber slowly. He did not raise his voice. He did not bow. He simply looked and the silence grew. "I am here," he said finally, "because words have failed. Actions have not been understood. And patience has limits." A ripple of confusion passed through the alien assembly. The council speaker hissed in derision. "You speak of limits? Your species is small, fragile. You threaten nothing. We dismiss your warnings." Ward nodded once as though agreeing. "Perhaps you did dismiss them," he said quietly. "But you will not dismiss what comes next." With a gesture, the floor beneath him shifted, and a holographic projection appeared above the chamber. It showed a planet once vibrant and alive. Oceans gleamed, forests stretched across continents, cities sparkled with life. Then it shifted. The colors dimmed. The oceans boiled. Cities burned. Forests turned to ash. The hologram zoomed in. Hospitals, shelters, and schools lay in ruins. Smoke and fire obscured everything. Tiny escape pods floated uselessly in orbit. Children, families, entire colonies had been annihilated. "This is Colony Haven 9, Ward said calmly. "No military installations. No fleets. No weapons. Just civilians. Innocent lives." A whisper ran through the chamber. The word genocide seemed to hang in the air like a blade. One alien attempted to speak. You destroyed them?" it asked. Ward's eyes met theirs. "Yes," he said simply. "We responded to aggression with precision. We acted to prevent further atrocities. You could have stopped it. You did not." The council speaker hissed again. "Your species always talks of peace, of morality. And yet you act like monsters." Ward's expression did not change. "Peace is a choice. Morality is a choice. But do not confuse choice with weakness. Mercy was our choice, not our nature." The chamber fell silent. Alien leaders shifted uneasily in their seats. The words struck deeper than any weapon. Ward stepped forward slightly and the hologram shifted again, this time showing the hidden human fleets, previously unseen. Massive ships, sleek and silent, scattered across the galaxy like shadows in the stars. Their weapons, though dormant, were powerful enough to erase entire worlds. "These fleets," Ward continued, "have waited for this day. They move only on my command. Every planet you hold, every fleet you boast of, is within reach. And yet we did not strike indiscriminately. We did not destroy without reason. That is restraint. That is mercy." An alien council member rose shakily. You cannot wield such power and claim morality." Ward's gaze held them. "Morality is meaningless if it is not controlled. If it is unmeasured. We study, we calculate, we choose. That is what separates us. That is what makes humanity dangerous." He paused. The room waited, frozen. Even the smallest whispers died. "I have come here," he said slowly, deliberately, "to deliver Earth's final warning. Do not test us again. Ignore it at your peril. Treat our people with respect, or face the consequences. You have been warned. Many times. And each time you chose to laugh. The hologram shifted once more, zooming out to show the galaxy as a whole. Red markers appeared. Human-controlled systems. Human fleets in position. Every key location monitored. The stars themselves seemed to tremble in the display. Ward's voice lowered, almost a whisper, yet it carried through every corner of the chamber. Mercy is a choice. We chose it for you. We chose restraint. We allowed survival, so far. But do not mistake restraint for weakness. Humanity will not be patient forever. We will act. And when we do, there will be no misunderstanding. No warning. No escape. Another alien rose, visibly shaking. What will you become if we defy you? Ward's reply was calm, steady, chilling. We will become what we must. Honest. Unyielding. The final measure. You have seen what happens when we are provoked. Do not mistake our mercy for weakness. The galaxy will remember this day. Remember us. And remember, you were warned. He stepped back. Silence filled the chamber. The council speaker tried to regain composure, but the fear was evident. Even the most arrogant of the alien leaders knew that humanity was no longer a species to underestimate. Ward turned to leave, and the chamber remained frozen in awe and dread. His footsteps echoed in the silence. Outside the window, the human flagship, Terra Dominus, powered its engines silently. Fleets aligned in precise formation, waiting ready. The final warning had been given. The galaxy had listened. And somewhere deep in the stars, a new fear had been born. Humanity was patient. Humanity was deliberate. And humanity would not be trifled with. The orange sun hung low over Zithra 9, casting long shadows across its craggy surface. Mining towers and factories dotted the landscape, belching smoke into the sky. Alien workers moved below, unaware that above them humanity's fleets were silently arriving. In orbit, sleek human ships glided like predators through the void. They did not announce their presence. They did not signal. Every movement was precise, deliberate, and calculated. Commander Lara Vance observed the planet from the bridge of her flagship. Her eyes scanned the alien defenses with a quiet intensity. Every fleet formation, every planetary sensor, every orbital station was accounted for. Target coordinates locked, she said. Engage when ready. The aliens below had laughed at Earth's warnings. They had seen footage of Haven 9 and thought it a one-time event, exaggerated by fear. They had underestimated humanity. They were wrong. The first strike came without sound. Plasma beams lanced through the skies, hitting industrial centers. Factories collapsed in controlled explosions. Energy cores overloaded in fiery eruptions. The aliens panicked. Fleets scrambled. Missiles fired, but shields absorbed them easily. Human ships moved with fluid precision, dodging, countering, and disabling. Every attack the aliens attempted was neutralized before it could land. From the central command tower, Admiral Krell shouted orders, his voice trembling with panic. Defend the city. Call the fleets. Strike back. But the communications were gone. Satellites were disabled. Long-range sensors burned out. The human fleet had struck with surgical precision. No chaos, no recklessness. Just efficiency. Commander Vance's voice was calm as she addressed her crew. Precision. Control. Avoid unnecessary casualties. Remember, our goal is correction, not destruction. Below, the alien colonies burned. Civilians fled in panic. Children screamed as buildings collapsed around them. Hospitals were spared only in areas where human calculations ensured no casualties. Humanity's power was evident, but their control was terrifying. A council messenger attempted to contact the orbiting fleet. Human forces. Cease fire. We surrender. The message ended abruptly. Communications were dead. On the planet's surface, human strike teams deployed. They moved silently through ruined streets, capturing key infrastructure and disabling enemy weaponry. No unnecessary killing occurred. Every step reinforced the reality the aliens had not anticipated. Humans could annihilate them completely, yet chose not to. Hold fire, Vance said, watching the chaos below. This is not about revenge. It is about teaching restraint. Alien captains realized their fleets were useless. Every escape route blocked. Every counterattack nullified. Every stronghold under human observation. Their arrogance evaporated into fear. One alien officer screamed at Krell. They can't be real. They are not supposed to fight like this. Krell's face paled. They are human, he muttered. And this is only the beginning. The holographic map aboard Vance's ship displayed the strike. Red icons marked disabled fleets. buildings destroyed, strategic points seized. And yet, civilian areas marked green remained untouched. Every action was controlled, measured, and deliberate. From orbit, the humans transmitted a chilling message to the alien leaders. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. This is your chance to obey, to survive. In the alien command tower, fear spread like wildfire. Messages flew warning neighboring systems. The alien fleet's morale shattered. They realized that Earth's warnings had been true all along. Humanity was not just capable of destruction, they were precise, patient, and unstoppable. Krell turned to his remaining officers. We underestimated them. They are not fighting like any enemy we have faced. They are teaching us terror by design. Meanwhile, human engineers boarded disabled ships. They left behind messages for the surviving aliens, holograms that replayed the warnings humans had sent before Haven 9. Every officer, every soldier could see, Earth had warned them. Earth had chosen restraint. Earth had been patient. And yet they had ignored it. Vance watched the last group of alien ships drift into orbit, powerless and defeated. Message delivered, she said quietly. And yet they do not understand fully. They will only learn through consequences. The first strike was over, but the humans had only begun to show their true capacity. The aliens had assumed humans would attack like every other species, chaotic, emotional, and destructive. Instead, humans had shown calculated precision, absolute control, and terrifying restraint. Far below, on the burning streets of Zithra 9, civilians and soldiers alike whispered the same thing. They could have destroyed everything, and yet, they stopped. The message was clear: humanity did not need to kill recklessly. Humanity did not need chaos to win. Humanity would act only when necessary, and the cost of defiance would be exact, cold, and inescapable. In the silence of space, human engines powered down. Ships aligned in perfect formation, waiting, observing, ready. Every system, every fleet, every strategic point watched by humanity's quiet, precise hand. And somewhere deep in the hearts of the alien leaders, a new fear was born. The humans were not like any enemy they had faced before. They were patient. They were precise. And they would not forgive recklessness. Commander Vance turned to Jonah Cross, who stood at the rear of the bridge, eyes fixed on the galaxy beyond. Sir, she said quietly, they now know, they truly fear us. Cross nodded. Let them fear. Let them understand. Mercy is ours to give, and they will never forget it. Above the planet, human fleets drifted silently. The galaxy had witnessed the first strike. Precision, power, restraint. The aliens had been warned once more. And this time they understood the truth. Humanity was patient, deliberate, and unstoppable. And the cost of testing their mercy was clear. The cold void of space stretched endlessly, dotted with stars that seemed indifferent to the conflict unfolding below. Yet, in the darkness, a storm was gathering, a storm that would redefine fear across the galaxy. The alien fleet had assembled near the Lyrian Rift, confident in their numbers and weapons. They had assumed humans were weak, small, and incapable of serious power projection. They had assumed that humanity's warnings were bluster, words with no bite. They were wrong. From the shadows of an asteroid field, human ships glided silently. Sleek, fast, and armed with weapons beyond comprehension, they moved like predators waiting for the right moment. Commander Lara Vance observed the enemy from her flagship, Terra Dominus. Her fingers hovered over the control panel, eyes scanning, calculating every movement of the alien fleet. They are advancing, her lieutenant whispered. Vance's gaze remained steady. Let them come. They will learn soon enough. As the alien ships reached firing range, the first human strike began, not with a roar but a whisper. A single plasma beam struck the alien command vessel. Not a massive explosion. Not indiscriminate destruction. But the result was immediate and terrifying. All weapon systems disabled simultaneously. The alien crew scrambled, firing at targets that could no longer fight back. Panic spread like wildfire through the alien fleet. Missiles launched. Lasers fired. Fleet after fleet tried to respond. But humanity had predicted every move. Every attack was countered, neutralized, and rendered useless. Ships were immobilized without a single unnecessary casualty. Precision and restraint defined every strike. From her command chair, Vance spoke calmly to her crew. Observe. Record. Control. This is war by human design. We do not destroy without purpose. The aliens had no answer. Every formation they tried to maintain dissolved in the precision of human tactics. They realized too late, humans were not fighting for glory, not for revenge. Humans were fighting to correct the galaxy's imbalance, to enforce their will through control, not chaos. Admiral Krell, commanding the alien forces from his flagship, watched in disbelief. "They are impossible," he muttered. "They do not fight like any enemy we have faced. They are calculating, deliberate, unstoppable." Meanwhile, human boarding teams descended silently onto disabled alien vessels. They moved through corridors like shadows, disarming defenses, securing information, leaving messages that displayed Earth's warnings in multiple languages. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. Alien officers read the messages and understood the gravity of what they had ignored. The humans had warned them. They had waited. And now humanity had acted, not recklessly, not chaotically, but with terrifying precision. One alien fleet commander screamed over the communications network, "They cannot be stopped. They cannot be real. This is beyond comprehension." Vance watched the holographic projection of the battlefield. Red markers showed disabled fleets. Green areas indicated untouched civilian zones. The humans had destroyed or disabled military power but had spared lives where possible. "They understand nothing yet," she said softly. "They will only comprehend when consequences reach them." The alien fleets tried to retreat. Human interceptors moved faster than their sensors could track. Each escape pod, each fleeing ship was intercepted. Systems disabled, weapons offline, movement restricted. Every path, every option anticipated. Admiral Cross, standing at the rear of the bridge, spoke without emotion. "Observe the consequences of arrogance. Observe the strength that waits patiently, restrained and ready. Mercy is measured. Power is precise. Humanity defines the rules." In the distance, a single alien vessel tried to attack a human ship. It fired blindly. The attack was absorbed. The alien ship was swiftly disabled. No human life lost. Every strike controlled. Every response deliberate. Across the battlefield, alien soldiers realized the chilling truth. Humans could annihilate their fleets, their planets, their cities, but they did not. Not because humans were merciful by nature, but because they chose restraint. And that restraint was far more terrifying than mindless destruction. Messages were transmitted to other alien worlds, warning them of what humanity was capable of. Entire sectors of space trembled, even those untouched by human fleets. Fear spread, growing with every story, every message, every encounter. Commander Vance turned to Jonah Cross. "They fear us more than ever," she said. "They are beginning to understand the difference between chaos and calculated power." Cross nodded. "They will understand," he said. "We act deliberately. We choose our actions. Mercy is ours to give, and only when deserved." On the battlefield, the alien fleet's morale shattered completely. Ships drifted, disabled. Officers whispered frantic orders that would never be obeyed. Systems were offline. Communications were jammed. Even the bravest soldiers realized that humanity was unlike any enemy they had encountered. In the aftermath of the engagement, human engineers left holographic messages across the disabled alien ships. They recorded every detail of restraint, every calculated strike, every life spared. Humanity wanted the galaxy to remember, to understand, and to fear, not mindlessly but with respect. The first engagement of the deep space war zone was over. Humanity had not annihilated indiscriminately. They had not rioted in chaos. They had shown strength measured with wisdom, power tempered with precision, and mercy chosen deliberately. And as the human fleet moved silently into the void, ready for the next engagement, one thought spread through every alien mind that had witnessed the event. Humanity is patient. Humanity is deliberate. Humanity will act when provoked. And when it does, mercy may no longer be an option. Above the battlefield, the stars seemed colder. The galaxy had seen what humans were capable of. And for the first time, every alien fleet commander, every leader, every soldier realized humanity had become a species they could neither challenge nor underestimate. Commander Vance whispered to Cross, her voice low but steady. "Sir, they will never underestimate us again." Cross's eyes scanned the expanse of space, calm and unyielding. "Let them remember. Let them fear. Humanity chooses its own limits, and we define them." The galaxy waited silently, knowing that this was only the beginning. The alien command station hung in orbit above Voron 5, a planet scarred by centuries of war and conflict. Once a shining symbol of alien strength, now it was silent and broken. Hull plates were scorched. Lights flickered weakly. Sensors barely hummed. And in the heart of this fortress of power, humans were about to show their true mastery, not through brute force but through cold, precise control. Lieutenant Mara Quinn led the boarding teams, moving through the corridors like shadows. Her boots echoed softly against the metallic floors, but every step was deliberate. There was no haste, no shouting, no chaos. This was human control at its most terrifying. The alien leaders were gathered in the central chamber. Admiral Krell, once arrogant and proud, now looked smaller than ever under the calm, unwavering gaze of humans. His officers shifted nervously, unsure whether to fight, flee, or beg. Mara's team moved silently, placing restraints on the alien leaders. Not harsh, not cruel, but precise. Every movement calculated. Every gesture deliberate. Every alien realized they were utterly powerless. Jonah Cross entered the chamber shortly after, his presence commanding the room without a word. The alien leaders instinctively recoiled, their bodies tense. They had fought wars. They had commanded fleets. Yet in this room, under the calm scrutiny of a single human admiral, they felt something far more terrifying than death: control without chaos. "You have seen what humanity can do," Jonah said quietly, his voice calm yet resonating with authority. "Your fleets destroyed. Your cities burned. Your leaders captured. And yet, not a single life was taken unnecessarily. We have shown restraint. We have shown mercy. And yet, you tremble." The aliens swallowed hard. They realized fully, humans did not need to kill to dominate. Humans did not need chaos to strike fear. Humans had something far more effective: calculated, patient, inevitable control. Mara projected images on the walls. Holograms showed other planets, other fleets, civilizations brought to the brink of defeat without indiscriminate slaughter. Every strike, every action, controlled. Every mercy, intentional. "Do you see now?" Mara asked. "We act with reason. We act with purpose. You were warned. You were observed. And you ignored us." A murmur passed through the alien ranks. Their officers' pride had crumbled. Their arrogance had evaporated. Every instinct told them to fight, to resist, but the humans had already defeated them mentally, psychologically, before any physical confrontation began. Jonah's voice dropped to a whisper. "You see, humans do not act recklessly. We do not fight to destroy. We fight to correct. We fight to survive. Mercy is offered only when deserved. Restraint is shown only when observed. And yet you thought yourselves safe." The room was silent, thick with tension. The aliens understood now: humanity was not merely powerful. Humanity was deliberate, precise, patient, and terrifyingly intelligent. One alien leader tried to speak, voice shaking. What will you do with us?" Jonah stepped closer, calm as a shadow, his presence filling the chamber. "Your fleets are disabled. Your stations are captured. Your people will live, for now. But remember this: the next time you are given a choice, your actions will determine your fate. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. Do not test humanity's mercy again." The weight of his words pressed upon them like gravity. This was not rage. This was not vengeance. This was control, pure and unyielding. The humans had the power to destroy worlds, yet they had chosen restraint. And that choice was far more terrifying than death itself. Mara stepped back, allowing holograms of other subdued fleets to flicker across the walls. Every alien officer saw what could happen if humanity's patience ended. Every fleet, every city, every stronghold of alien power now lay under the shadow of human control. Jonah turned to Mara. "Release the surveillance drones," he said. "Record every word, every reaction. The galaxy must understand that humanity does not act recklessly. Humanity does not fight without thought. We define the rules." The aliens had no argument. Their pride, their experience, their arrogance had all been stripped away. They were at the mercy of a species that measured every action with precision and foresight. Mara glanced at Jonah, waiting for his next instruction. "Do we stop here?" she asked. Jonah's eyes swept over the chamber, lingering on the humbled, terrified leaders. "No," he said. "We wait. We remind. Mercy is ours to give, or take. And you will remember it forever." As the humans left the station, their departure was as silent as their arrival. No celebration. No noise. Only the calm certainty of a species that understood its power, and would use it only on its terms. Above Voron 5 the stars glimmered coldly. The galaxy had been warned. The aliens had learned not from fire and destruction, but from control, restraint, and intelligence. And somewhere deep in the minds of every alien leader present, one thought took hold. Humanity is not to be trifled with. This was a new kind of fear, psychological, deliberate, and inescapable. The station floated silently, a ghost of alien pride, now a testament to human dominance without chaos. The lesson was clear: humans chose their actions. Humans chose their mercy. And the galaxy would remember. Far across the galaxy, in systems untouched by war, civilizations went about their daily lives, unaware that the very rules of existence were shifting. On Sirius V, a neutral planet known for its peaceful scholars and trade hubs, the skies suddenly seemed heavier. Sensors blinked, fleets repositioned, and leaders convened in emergency councils. Alien rulers had heard of human power, of Haven 9, Zirith 9, Voron 5, but until now they had assumed exaggeration, rumor, or propaganda. Now, after witnessing the captured command stations and controlled strikes, doubt replaced arrogance. In a golden council chamber, 3 leaders argued fiercely. "We cannot ignore them," hissed one, crystalline-skinned and trembling. "They destroyed fleets, disarmed our command stations, and yet spared our civilians. How is that possible?" Another, a shadow-like alien with flowing appendages, waved a thin limb across a holographic map. "They are not like any species we have faced. They do not fight blindly. They calculate. They wait. They punish with precision. Fear alone does not explain this. It is something more." Across the galaxy, in the bustling trade system of Vermis 12, merchants whispered about humanity's fleets. Ships once used to threaten rivals now drifted silently in orbit, their engines powered down, their weapons capable of erasing entire cities, but not deployed. The fear spread quietly, like a shadow creeping over every star system. On Earth, Admiral Jonah Cross and Commander Lara Vance observed the reports from these neutral systems. Every movement, every message, every response was catalogued. Humans did not strike. They did not intervene. They merely watched. And that observation, that quiet presence, spread terror without a single shot fired. "They are beginning to surrender before we even arrive," Vance said quietly. "Some fleets have already retreated. Entire worlds are halting their expansion." Jonah nodded. "Good," he said. "Observation teaches. Fear instructs. Mercy defines us. Let them make their choices." Back on Sirius V, the Council struggled. Some planets considered sending envoys to Earth, offering allegiance to avoid the unknown consequences. Others began construction of hidden fleets or defensive satellites, hoping humans would not notice. But it was too late. Humans observed everything. Every move, every whisper, every plan was known. A young diplomat on Sirius V whispered to his superior, "They watch us, everywhere. They could strike without warning and we would not survive. Yet they do not. Why?" The older leader's eyes were dark with unease. "Because mercy is deliberate. Restraint is chosen. They do not act like predators, until necessary. And we are their lesson." Above neutral worlds, small human observation ships hovered quietly, almost invisible like shadows in the starlight. They transmitted holographic messages showing humanity's precision strikes, every act controlled and every life spared where possible. Civilization after civilization realized, humanity was patient, deliberate, unstoppable, and calculating. In far-off research colonies, scholars pored over footage. They debated, they calculated, they feared. Humanity was not merely another power. Humanity was a force beyond reckoning, a species that chose when and how to act with deadly efficiency and restraint. Meanwhile, human engineers aboard Terra Dominus monitored every system. Disabled fleets, abandoned colonies, and neutral worlds under observation were recorded meticulously. Humanity wanted the galaxy to understand their methods, their patience, and the cost of ignoring their warnings. One alien council speaker, trembling and pale, finally addressed the room. "We underestimated them. We thought their mercy meant weakness. We were wrong. They are not like any species we have encountered. They are final." Across the galaxy, smaller factions began taking measures to protect themselves, to align with Earth preemptively. Every hesitation, every plan, every whispered message revealed a single truth. Humans did not act recklessly, but when provoked, they would define the outcome completely. On the flagship bridge, Jonah Cross turned to Lara Vance. "They will learn," he said. "They always do. Humanity shows mercy because it chooses to. But defiance carries consequences. And the galaxy will never forget." In orbit above Sirius V, human observation drones recorded the alien responses. Every fear, every plan, every attempt to challenge humans was noted. Humans did not interfere, did not attack, yet their presence alone reshaped the course of civilizations. Across distant systems, messages of surrender, allegiance, or negotiation began to flow toward Earth. Entire fleets halted expansion. Trade routes were altered. Scholars wrote warnings. Children whispered legends of a species that could strike with precision yet show mercy. Even the most proud alien commanders understood the terrifying truth. Humanity did not need to destroy worlds to dominate them. Humanity's restraint, intelligence, and patient observation were far more effective than any weapon. One officer on a neutral world, staring at human footage, muttered in disbelief. They could have destroyed everything, and yet they chose to watch. We are at their mercy. Above the galaxy, human fleets remained quiet. Engines powered down. Weapons offline. The lesson had been delivered without a single unnecessary death. Observation, patience, and precise action had sent a clear message. The humans defined the rules and the galaxy would follow, or face consequences. And deep in the minds of every alien leader, one thought burned clearly. Humanity watches. Humanity waits. And humanity chooses mercy, only when deserved. The stars seemed colder now. The galaxy had seen the first true demonstration of humanity's quiet power. And the echo of that lesson would linger across systems for generations. The capital city of Zithra Prime was unrecognizable. Once towering spires now lay in rubble, streets were choked with ash, and smoke from smoldering factories drifted into the scarred sky. The alien population had scattered. Some hid underground, some fled into orbit, and the few remaining leaders huddled in what remained of the council hall. Admiral Krell, once proud and commanding, now looked frail, his crystalline skin dulled by fear and exhaustion. Beside him, his council whispered, trying to find solutions to bargain, to reason, but they had none left. Outside, the human fleet hung in perfect formation, silent and imposing. Massive ships, each capable of obliterating entire cities, drifted above the planet, engines off, weapons primed, yet untouched. The aliens could see the threat in the void, yet the humans did not move. They waited. Patient. Calculating. Absolute. In the ruined council chamber, Krell finally spoke, voice trembling. We must surrender. We must ask for mercy. A wave of panic and disbelief swept through the remaining leaders. What? After everything we have done? One cried. They will destroy us completely. Krell's eyes met theirs, weary but resolute. They have the power. They could have destroyed us months ago. They have waited and watched. Now we have no choice but to kneel and plead. Only then, maybe they will spare our people. On the bridge of the flagship Terra Dominus, Admiral Jonah Cross observed the holographic feed from Zithra Prime. Commander Lara Vance turned to him. They know their fate, she said quietly. They are finally realizing the truth. We could erase them entirely, but they would never learn anything from that. This is the final lesson. Jonah nodded, his eyes scanning the planet below. Mercy is ours to give. And they will only earn it if they truly understand what humanity demands. On Zithra Prime, holographic messages from human envoys projected above the ruined city. You have been warned. You have been observed. Your choices have consequences. Choose wisely or face annihilation. The alien leaders hesitated. Some tried to hide, some attempted secret communications, but all were detected. Humanity's surveillance was absolute. Every corner of the ruined city, every underground tunnel, every surviving fleet, all were under observation. Admiral Krell finally knelt, lowering his head in submission. Please, grant us mercy, he said. We will obey. We will serve. We will never challenge humanity again. A tense silence filled the planet. Outside, the human ships did not move. No weapons fired. No overwhelming force descended. The aliens waited, hearts pounding, unsure if this was another trap or true restraint. Jonah spoke, voice calm yet chilling in its authority. Mercy is not weakness. It is a choice. You have tested it, ignored it, mocked it. Now you see its weight. You see the patience humanity carries and the precision we wield. Obey or lose everything. The alien council shivered. They had seen fleets destroyed without mercy, cities reduced to rubble, command stations captured without a fight. And yet, humans had spared them entirely, giving them one final chance. Krell looked at his officers. Some wept. Some trembled. We accept. We will comply. We understand our place. Above, the human fleet silently powered down weapons systems. Signals transmitted across the planet. Your survival is conditional. Obedience, respect, and diligence will be monitored constantly. Any deviation will be met with immediate correction. The aliens realized fully the terrifying extent of human patience. It was not mercy from kindness. It was mercy from choice. Humanity had waited, watched, measured, and acted only when the lesson could be delivered most effectively. On the bridge of Terra Dominus, Jonah recorded a final message for the galaxy. We do not seek joy in destruction. We do not fight without reason. But we act when provoked, and we will act with precision. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. Remember this. In the ruined streets of Zithra Prime, the surviving citizens emerged cautiously from hiding. They looked to the sky, saw the human fleets, and whispered in awe and fear. Humanity had spared them, not because it could not destroy but because it chose restraint. The alien leaders bowed, defeated not only physically but psychologically. They understood, finally, the nature of humanity. A species that measured power, chose mercy, and commanded respect through intelligence, patience, and precision. Even as humans departed silently, the lesson endured. Zithra Prime would rebuild, but under careful observation. Every act, every decision would be watched. Humanity's mercy was a gift, but it was conditional, deliberate, and unforgettable. And somewhere in the depths of space, the galaxy felt it. A force had risen that did not conquer recklessly, did not fight chaotically, but defined the rules. Humanity's patience had limits. Humanity's mercy was deliberate. And every civilization in the galaxy now knew. Do not test humanity again. The stars above Zithra Prime seemed colder, sharper. The humans had delivered the final warning. Not with rage, not with chaos, but with measured, unstoppable authority. And the galaxy would remember. Earth spun silently beneath its sun, a blue and green jewel in the vast darkness of space. Oceans shimmered, forests swayed gently in the wind, and cities thrummed with life. The planet seemed untouched by the chaos humanity had spread across the galaxy, yet everything beyond its orbit had been irrevocably changed. Admiral Jonah Cross stood on the bridge of the flagship Terra Dominus, observing the galaxy with calm eyes. Red markers glowed on the holographic map, human-controlled systems. Green zones marked neutral planets now under careful observation. Yellow blips showed recently subdued alien worlds, still trembling under the memory of humanity's restraint. They survived, Commander Lara Vance said quietly beside him. They feared us, but we did not destroy them. Jonah nodded. Fear is not power. Control is. Mercy is strength. They must understand that humanity chooses its actions deliberately, and acts only when provoked. Across the galaxy, alien civilizations were rebuilding. Zithra Prime's leaders had pledged obedience. Other worlds, previously neutral, had aligned themselves preemptively, eager to survive under humanity's watchful eyes. Everywhere the same message spread: humanity was patient, deliberate, and unstoppable. Yet humanity had not sought conquest. They had not destroyed indiscriminately. Instead, they had delivered lessons of restraint, precision, and authority, so every species would understand the cost of arrogance. In orbit above Earth, human fleets drifted silently, weapons primed but inactive. Observers, scouts, and patrols ensured that no threat could arise unnoticed. The galaxy had been warned. And humanity would act again only if provoked. In the memorial halls on Earth, holographic displays projected the names of worlds touched by conflict. Haven 9, Zerith 9, Vorn 5, Zithra Prime, and countless others. Citizens of Earth walked quietly, contemplating the choices their species had made. There was no celebration. There was only understanding, of responsibility, of power, and of the weight of mercy. A young child stopped before a display, pointing at the holographic reconstruction of Zithra Prime. They didn't destroy everything? The child asked. No, an elder replied softly. They only acted when necessary. Mercy was their choice. Above the memorial, Admiral Cross addressed his officers and observers, a calm authority filling the room. To the galaxy, we do not seek dominion. We do not fight for glory. We do not act without purpose. But humanity has limits. We have mercy, because we choose it. And if ever provoked beyond reason, we will act. Our nature is not gentle. Our mercy is deliberate. And our warning is final. Meanwhile, alien leaders sent envoys to Earth. Some came humbly, others cautiously. Each carried one simple message. We understand. We will obey. We will respect your warning. Jonah Cross received them personally. He did not smile. He did not raise his voice. He simply looked, and in that gaze, every alien could feel the weight of humanity's resolve. Your species has been given a choice, he said quietly. Obedience, respect, and peace, or the consequences of defiance. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. We act when required but not without purpose. Even as humanity departed silently from Zithra Prime and other conquered worlds, the lesson endured. Alien civilizations whispered of the humans who could have destroyed everything, yet chose restraint. Adults recounted the calm, calculated decisions that had saved their worlds. Children learned legends of a species that could enforce its will without unnecessary chaos, yet strike decisively if provoked. Back on Earth, Admiral Cross walked among his people. Schools, markets, parks, oceans and forests stretched before him. The planet had survived, yet the galaxy had witnessed humanity's true power. He paused, gazing at the horizon. Mercy is a gift, he said softly. But it carries responsibility. Those who receive it must honor it, or face the consequences of what humanity is capable of. Human fleets remained in orbit, ready but silent. Every system, every fleet, every strategic point was under careful observation. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humanity did not seek chaos, but if challenged, it would act decisively, efficiently, and without hesitation. Far across the stars, alien fleets repaired, rebuilt, and reconsidered their actions. Some pledged allegiance. Some fled into uncharted regions. And all remembered the humans who had reshaped the understanding of power, mercy, and restraint. Jonah Cross spoke one final time to his officers. Mercy is deliberate. Power is precise. Patience is calculated. Humanity has chosen the galaxy as its lesson. Remember this always. We do not act recklessly. We do not fight for conquest. But we will always act when necessary. The stars above Earth seemed to twinkle in acknowledgement. The galaxy was silent, aware, and respectful. Humanity had delivered its final warning. Not through rage. Not through hate. But through restraint, calculation, and sheer will. In the minds of every alien, every officer, every leader, one thought took root and spread like wildfire. Do not test humanity's mercy again. The universe had learned its lesson. Mercy had been given. Power had been shown. Humanity would never forget. And in the calm of Earth, on a planet now at peace yet holding the weight of its dominance, the species known as humans looked outward into the stars, patient, watchful, and prepared. The galaxy would remember them forever.